We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hey guys, today we are going to discuss the topic of combined voting of the subject Elementary Structural Design 6M Civil Engineering. Myself Assistant Professor Gaurang Prajapati from Civil Department, MGT College, Navsari. Introduction. Foundation is the lowest part of the structure which is in direct contact with the soil and transfers the load to the soil beneath. Means what does the foundation do? That is, it transfers the load of the superstructure, that is from column to the footing, that to the soil, we can say through the footing. Footing transfers the vertical load, horizontal load, moments and other forces to the soil. Footing has to be designed to safely transmit the load of the structure onto the sufficient area of the soil. If a soil is overstayed, it may be lead to the shear failure, resulting in sliding of the soil along a plane of rupture and thrust, result in the collapse of the structure. Now starting with the basic concept of the combined footing. Now basically in case of the footing, isolated column footing, we have seen that one single column is there that is rested on, we can say, support, or we can say that support is our footing. Now in case of combined footing, normally 2 or more than 2 columns are provided. Now combined footing is a basically combination of various footing which utilizes the properties of different footing in a single footing based on the requirement of the structure. It carries 2 or more columns along a straight line. Over here you can see that 2 different columns are there which is provided along a footing. So this is our combined footing. Okay. Now next, uses of providing combined footing. A combined footing is used to support the load of 2 or more adjacent columns, that is we have shown in the previous slide, and second, to have the uniform bearing pressure and to minimize differential settlements between the columns. Now reasons for providing combined footing, means why combined footing is provided. It is necessary to provide the combined footing in case of the following circumstances. First one, when 2 columns are close enough to each other so that their isolated footing overlaps, means when columns are too near, say like this. Now if we provide individual footing for this one, that is we can say pad footing, for example, it is like this, it will be like this, so it may be overlap. Okay, so in such circumstances we need to provide a common combined footing, that is like this. I am drawing a plan, one column is over here, one column is over here, like this. Okay. Second, when the load bearing capacity of the soil is low and required more area under the individual footing. Third, when one column is close to the property line or the center of gravity of column which will not coincide with the footing, or dimensions of one side of the footing are restricted to some lower value. And the last one, to ensure the uniform distribution of pressure below the combined footing, the centroid of footing must coincide with the centroid, or we can say CG of the column or structure supported by combined footing. Means in simple word, when we transfer the load from top to the bottom, the CG of the load, that is from the superstructure, should meet the CG of the bottom support, that is footing. Okay. Now types of combined footing. Depending upon the shape of the combined footing, there are basically 3 types of combined footing: rectangle, trapezoidal and T-shape combined footing. That is the first category. And second category, depending upon the basis of connectivity, there are 4 types. Sorry, by mistake I have written over here 3 types. First one, slab type combined footing. Second, slab beam type combined footing. Third, strap beam type combined footing. And fourth, raft or mat footing. Okay, so let's see it in detail, starting with the first category, types of combined footing on the basis of the shape. And in that one, first, that is rectangle footing. We can see over here in the figure I have shown the plan and sectional elevation. of this one of rectangle. We can see over here rectangle footing is there. Sorry, just a minute. See, rectangle footing is there. Two columns are provided over here. In elevation we can see that two column is this one and this one is this, and this footing is this one. Okay, it is used if the width of footing is restricted, and second, load on the adjacent column is same. Now second one, trapezoidal footing. Now again we can see in the figure, from the shape we can easily identify it is a trapezoidal shape. Okay, I have shown the plan and section over here. It is used when heavy load on the column is near to the property line of the adjacent column, and if length of the footing is restricted. Now third, T-shape combined footing. It is used, number one, when column load is much more than the other load, or we can say the one column load on the one column is quite much than the other column in the footing, and second, as a result both the projection of the footing beyond the faces of the column will be restricted. Okay, so this was the first category. Now second category, types of combined footing on the basis of connectivity. First one, slab top combined footing. Now it supports two or more column with the bottom slab only. Now over here we can see that this one is the bottom slab, that is this color. Okay, now two columns are connected by it. Okay, so both columns are connected by the bottom slab. Okay, further, second one, that is slab beam type combined footing. It supports two or more column with the bottom slab and beam. Now what is the difference between the earlier and this type of footing? Now in the previous type we can see over here only slab was there. Say this one, that bottom, this one is our only slab. Okay, column is directly connected with the slab. Now in this case over here, now column is connected first of all with the beam, that is over here. Okay, and then it is rested on the slab which is at the bottom. Okay, so hope you guys got the basic difference between the two footings. Okay, now third, step beam type combined footing. Step footing are normally used when one of the column is subjected to large eccentric loading, or when two columns are far apart, when two columns are quite distance apart with each other, or we can say any eccentric load is acting over there. A step is designed to transfer the eccentric moment between the columns. Over here we can see that this one is called the step. Okay, this is the step. Now these are the both columns, and this is our footing. Okay, and fourth, raft or mat footing. It is used when soil have low bearing capacity, large variation in soil behavior, sloping ground, etc. Okay, I have shown over here in the figure. This one is our column, the load is quite higher. Okay, so these are the distance between the two columns is quite much. In such circumstances raft foundation is provided. Usually in the bigger construction, raft or mat foundation is always provided. Thank you.